When you think of Hunter x Hunter, Gon Freecss is the image of light, a kid with a pure heart, chasing adventure, chasing his father, smiling through every challenge. But what if the light was hidden something darker underneath? What if the most terrifying character in the series isn't a villain or a Phantom Troop member or even a camera ant, but Gon himself? Because Gon isn't scary in the way Hisoka is. He's not twisted, he's not evil, he's dangerous because of how deeply he believes in his friends, in his anger, in what he thinks is right. And when someone that pure loses control, they don't just snap, they break completely. This isn't just about strength, it's about intent. And the Gon's intent when he lost Kite, this is the side of Gon no one talks about. The part of him that doesn't forgive. The part what would trade everything just for revenge. Today we're breaking down why Gon Freecss is scarier than you think. When we first meet Gon Freecss, he feels like the perfect image of shonen hero. He's cheerful, kind-hearted, full of energy, living peaceful on a wild island. He spends his time fishing, running through forests, and caring for animals. He's the kind of kid who instantly makes you feel safe, friendly to strangers, loyal to his friends, always smiling. Gon doesn't just seem like the god guy. He's the good guy. He's not the good guy. He's the good guy. His goal is simple: to find his father, not to punish him or question him, but just to understand why he loves being a hunter over being a parent. That's it. There is something deeply innocent about that. Unlike other anime protagonists who chase glory or revenge, Gon's journey starts with curiosity and love. Compared to the older shonen leads like Naruto or Luffy or even Deku, Gon stands out because of his purity. He doesn't talk about being the strongest or even becoming the best. He just wants to follow the same path as his father once did, believing that if he walks that road, he will eventually understand him. That simplicity makes him easy to root for. He's a bright light in a dangerous world. But his things get complicated. But here's where things get complicated, because that same purity, the thing that makes Gon so lovable, is also what makes him vulnerable. He sees the world in a very specific way. People are either good or bad, friends or enemies, right or wrong. There's no middle ground for him. And when things don't match the way he believes they should be, he doesn't know how to handle it. That's the real danger. Gon's innocence doesn't make him harmful. It makes him blind to nuance. And when that innocence is broken, when someone he trusts his heart, or when the world shows him its darkest side, he doesn't just lose control, he loses himself completely. Even in the early episodes, Gon's actions hint at something deeper, something more intense than that cheerful, easygoing personality on the surface. At first, it looks like bravery, determination, passion, but the more you watch, the more it becomes clear. This isn't just strong will, it's something bordering on obsession. Take the fight with Hanzo during the Hunter exam. Gon is just a kid facing a trained assassin. He's outmatched, overpowered, and in pain. But when Hanzo tries to force him to surrender, Gon's response isn't logical or measured. He tells Hanzo to kill him, not as a bluff, not for strategy, but because he would rather die than lose, and he means it. That's not courage, that's compulsion. And it doesn't stop here. After Guy's death, something inside Gon snaps, and it snaps fast. One moment he's heartbroken, the next he's cold, focused and full of rage. There's no giving process, no space for sadness, just one clear mission: kill Pito. From that point on, everything else fades away. Morality, friendship, even his own safety, all if it becomes secondary. The only thing that matters is revenge. Even earlier in the Greed Island arc, We see him gamble with his own body when facing a razor during the gold game. Gon takes reckless hits over and over, refusing to back down even when it clearly risks permanent damage. He doesn't try to outsmart Razor, he just takes the pin head on, like it's a badge of honor. Later, he literally offers up his arm as part of an end bet, knowing full well he might lose it. He doesn't hesitate. There isn't just a broad decision made under pressure. Their parents Gon doesn't avoid danger. He seeks it something. Sometimes it even feels like he needs it. He doesn't choose the hard this path. He demands it because he here. All or nothing. He gives his entire heart to people, to fights, to deal. And when that heart is broken, there's no safety net, no emotional balance to catch him. What looks like passion is often something much darker. As Gon grows, so does the intensity of his beliefs, but instead of gaining maturity or emotional depth, he holds tighter to a dangerously simple worldview. You're either good or bad, and once you fall on the wrong side of that line, there is no coming back. To Gon, justice is not about understanding, it's about punishing. If you hurt something, he cares about you. You're the enemy. That's it. He doesn't stop to ask why. He doesn't care about backstory, trauma, or reasons. The why doesn't matter. The only thing that does is what you did. And we see the consequences of thinking most clearly in the camera ant. When Kite is killed, Gon becomes someone else entirely. There's no room for sadness or confusion. His grief turns instantly into anger, and that anger hardens into obsession. From that point on, Neferupito isn't a person. They aren't a soldier, or a healer, or even a monster. In Gon's eyes, Pito is nothing more than a target, something that must be erased. He doesn't care that Pito is trying to save Komugi. He doesn't care that they show scenes of remorse. Gon can't even process that Pito might be more complex than he thought, because complexity doesn't exist in Gon's world. There is no gray, only black and white, friend or enemy, help or harm. And when he decides you're on the wrong side, there is no chance for redemption. He doesn't show mercy. He doesn't negotiate. He doesn't listen. Only rage, only punishment. In one of the most haunting moments of the series, Gon says without hesitation that he doesn't care what happens to himself as long as Pito dies. That's not justice, that's vengeance without limits. In Gon's eyes, you're either someone who helps or someone who must be destroyed. The mindset is that what makes Gon so dangerous because he truly believes he's doing the right thing. His sense of morality is absolute, so unshakable that there is no room for empathy once he's made up his mind. And when someone like that gains power, real power, the results can be terrifying.